measure the bust, the waist, and the hip. Now, for the shoulder, right? Now we're going to spin her around, and you see we have two shoulder here. Let's say one here is our shoulder bone. Now we have two shoulder bone right here. There is where we take the measurement, because remember we take the measurement here, we add 5/8, and then the 5/8 will come and stitch to the sleeve, and the 5/8 would bring it back to, when we stitch the 5/8, it would bring it back to the bone of our shoulder. Now you take your measuring tape, and we look for the shoulder blade at the back, and then we bring it across to the next shoulder. Now whatever measurement you get, you write that down, right? So we're taking it from one shoulder, we take it across the back neck to the next shoulder point, right at the bone. So whatever measurement you get, you write that down. Next, what we're gonna do, now we have from the back neck to the waist. Now this is a real critical point when it comes to this back to the back neck to the back waist. Now not everyone back waist is the same. Some would be shorter, some would be longer. In my case, my back measurement is very shorter than my front measurement, whereas some people front would be shorter than the back, or some back would be longer than the front. So it all depends of how your body makeup, and it all depends of your shape, right? So in my case, my back measurement is shorter than my front measurement. So with the back, how you measure the back measurement, it have a bone right in the back of our neck right here, have a bone. So you take it from there and you measure down from the bone, and if you have a sink in your back like me, don't just pull the measuring tape straight down. That's why some people end up with all this fabric in the back of the dress. You know, sometimes when you're wearing a dress, or if you're walking on the street and you see some of them in the back of the dress, the zipper kind of fold up like it have a lot of fabric there. That is because the back of the dress, the waist measurement between the back, like between this section here, is too much fabric. It is too long. So you have to, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that gathering of fabric in the back of your dress. So it is about 3 to 4 inches fabric does be there. So what you have to do, look for the back neck, and you walk the measuring tape. You walk it, walk it, walk it. You're not moving it from the top. Keep the measuring tape to the neck, the bone at the back of your neck, and you just keep walking the measuring tape. Walk it, walk it, walk it, walk it until you reach the waist measurement. Now, how the gathering the lot of fabric does end up in the back of the dress is because they just pull the measuring tape straight down. You have to walk the measuring tape so that the measurement can get to go in, like sink in, like, so the measuring tape will get the right measurement. Some people now just pull the measuring tape right down. Now look at this. When you pull this measuring tape right down, you have a lot of fabric in between here, right? This is the fabric that will fold in between by the back of the waist and the back here, where the zipper does be folding and create this big kind of bulk in the back of your dress. So you walk the measuring tape, walking it to meet the waist measurement. Now this waist measurement is 16. Now if I just pull the measuring tape right down, this waist measurement becomes 17. That is the amount of fabric going to fold in the back. So walk the measuring tape to get the right measurement in the back of the top. Now our next thing, what worked best for me is that even though my back waist, let's say my back waist is 16 inches, I don't draft my back measurement 16 inches. I put it 15.5 inches because all this fabric, because I have a large butt and my skirt have to come up to meet this waist measurement so that I can get a proper fit, so that the skirt could come and sit properly at the back of my waist so that it won't cock up in the back. So that's a next thing you have to consider. So when it comes to measurement, If your back measurement is 16, make it 15.5. Take off ½ inch off of the back measurement, so your skirt would come up, pull up nice and match that measurement very nice. That worked best for me. I take a long time to figure out my body, and now I figure out my body. That worked perfect for me. So you have to know your body. So I show you my method. If you like my method, try it, and please let me know if it worked for you. And next thing, so this is the back measurement. So you walk the measuring tape, walk it to the waist. Don't just pull it right down. You walk in her case, her measurement, her waist measurement is 16 inches. The back measurement from neck point to waist. Now I'm going to make her measurement 15.5 inches. Now for the skirt, we're taking it from the waist measurement and we're measuring down the length of the skirt we want. So you measure down the length of the skirt that you want, and this is okay from the waist to the length of the skirt, right? So we get this back. Now the across back, now we're going from one armhole to the next armhole so that we can get the across back. So we're going to take one armhole, go one armhole to the next armhole so that we can get the across back. So from one armhole to the next armhole and we get the across back, and you write that down. Now the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get the across front. Now the across front, remember this is the full circumference bust. Now we will use the across front so that we can get the front or the top. We call it I forget what they call it, but it's the across front. I know it as is across here. That's the measurement. So from one armhole again, you pass the measuring tape up top here, and you bring it to the next armhole. So this would become your across front. Right now, whatever measurement you get, you write that down from one armhole to the next armhole. Now we have the bust point, or you call it the apex, right? But when I was learning, I know it as bust point, and I prefer to use bust point because I know it between my two busts. So from one bust point or one apex point to the next apex point or the bust point, you write that measurement down, and that's how we're gonna get our dart, right? So we have this space between here. This is the span of the space. You write that down. So we have that. Next, what we're gonna do, we need the length of the front waist. So you're gonna get from the shoulder, come over to the bust. Some people measure it like that, but for me, what works best for me, because if I measure it like that, it is too long for me. That is 20 inches. So I measuring it from here right over my bust, come to the waist measurement, and my measurement is, the front waist measurement for me is 17 inches. So her front waist measurement is 17.5 inches. So you see, her back measurement is shorter than her front, because the reason why the front is longer, because it passed over the bust. That's how you get your front waist measurement, when you pass it over your bust. Some people measure from here to the front. Now if I measure from under her neck to the front, that measurement is only 14.5 inches, whereas the front of the dress will pull up. Now you want to measure it across from the shoulder across to the bust, so her measurement is 17.5 inches. That would give the front of the dress a nice drop right to her waist. Remember when we measure the back, her back measurement is just 16 inches, whereas I would make it 15.5. Now, some people might say, well, how the front measurement is longer than the back measurement? How would you get the two sides to match up? Now, drafting the pattern, you will get the two sides to match up, because remember, you drafting the pattern to suit. Remember, it's only the back of the top you're shortening, not the side. In our next tutorial, I will show you how to draft the top, the front to the back to match up, if your back and your front is different measurement. Now the next thing we need is the measurement between here and here. You call this the hip deck. right, or the hip measurement. Now this is the hip depth between here and here, the hip depth. So from the waist you measure down, and whatever measurement you get, her own is 9 inches. You're writing that down. That is to put on the hip measurement. So the next measurement we need the neck. Now some people measure around here for the neck, right, which her own is 16 inches. Now for me, I measure my own from here. This is the shoulder width measurement, so I take my measuring tape. That's my method, and I measure from here, and she only 6 inches. So I would write that down. So when I make in the shoulder slope, I would put it to 6 inches, so I would get my circumference of my neck. And then what I do from the shoulder measurement, I measure down how long, or from the front to the top, I measure down how long, how low down I want the front of my top, and I put a marking. So when I put my neck from here, I connect it to here. So that's my method, and that's work best for me. So if your dress form have a arm, you will measure around the arm or your dress form. Well, my own don't have an arm, so that's how I take my measurement. So after you take these measurements from here, now this is how you measure your body, and this is how my method of measuring. So when I put all these measurements together, I do the division of it, because you have to divide some of these measurements into 4s and 2s. So in my next tutorial, I will show you how to divide the measurements. So in this one is how to measure, and the measurement we will divide that in my upcoming classes. Now, since we finished measuring her, so we're going to move her aside. So we finished with her, measuring her. So as I said, that's my way of measuring. Now, to measure your body, let's say you have a sink in your back. I have a sink in my back. So my back measurement will be different to her. So this is how I said as we measure the body. And next thing what we're going to do, we're going to talk about adding ease and seam allowance to these measurements. Now when you get all your measurement together, you're going to add some seam allowance to it. Now I prefer to work with a 5/8 seam allowance. The reason why is because it would give me enough room so that if I have to serge, I could overlap my ends so that it won't take out anything from my measurement. So that's the reason why I prefer to use 5/8 seam allowance. And next thing, we're going to add some each. Let's say for instance the bust measurement, her bust measurement is 42 inches. Now let's say if you want a bust dart, you have to add the measurement to that bust dart. So if her one is 40 inches, I'm going to add an inch to that. So if her bust measurement is 42 inches, sorry. So I'm going to add an inch to that. That is 1 inch dart, so it would be ½ inch on each side. Now for the seam allowance, you're going to add a 5/8. So you add 5/8 plus the 1 inches to the 42 measurement, and we're going to divide that measurement. Next, what we're going to do, the waist measurement. Now you need a waist dart. You have to add an inch for the front waist dart, which the front waist dart carry 2 darts of the dress or the skirt, right? So you're going to add an inch for that as well. That's on the waist measurement. And we're going to add some ease to that, which is 5/8 seam allowance. Next, on the back waist measurement. Now the back waist measurement, the dart always 5/8 bigger, because the front dart does be ½ inch, whereas the back dart does be 5/8. So you're going to add 1½ inches to your measurement for the back dart. Now for the hem allowance, it depends on how long you want your dress. Now I don't like my dress too short. My dress length or my skirt length does be 27 inches finish measurement. So I like my hem to be a little wide, so I make my hem 2 inches. So I would add 2 inches to my 27 inches right? So that would give me 29 inches. So when I turn up there 2 inches, yes, I cater for serging and for hemming at the same time. So after we done put all these measurements together, we're gonna draft this skirt and so then this tutorial is all about measuring your body. So in my next upcoming class, we're gonna divide these measurements and we're gonna put it into a drafting method. So I hope you guys enjoy these classes, and thanks for joining, and I will see you soon. So enjoy and have a wonderful day. Don't forget to share my channel. If it's your first time, don't forget to subscribe. If you like these classes, please comment and please share my channel, and have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.